Yeah, after Friday's match, we wanted to produce a little bit more quality in our execution and also wanted to find ways to make adjustments a little quicker, coming into this match. Now, we knew it's going to be a bigger challenge because Georgia Tech, we feel like it's a even higher quality opponent than Clemson is. However, we wanted to make that effort. I thought the team effort level was really good. There were times I think, executed at a higher quality level than we did on Friday. However, I think it was very hard to sustain that consistently. And I think that's the key against Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech did a good job playing today. They were pretty well organized, so we have to give them credit there. I think it's not where we want to be from a performance standpoint. However, I think there's some improvements from last match we saw at times in this match, and that's what we want to build on. We're going to make adjustments in our practice sessions and recovery sessions. We have been doing it. We're going to continuously do that in order to put ourselves in the best position for the next matches for the next weekend to compete.
We'll open up for questions.
Coach, it's been a rough stretch, but where are you seeing growth over the course of this?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's no fun when you don't have the outcome you want for multiple matches, but it can happen in a conference like the ACC. I mean, we coming into this weekend, we had 3 matches. I felt like in all those 3 matches we saw improvements, from Boston College to Florida State, and I actually thought against Miami, a team that's ranked in the top 15, we performed really, really well, especially from a defensive standpoint. Obviously, this weekend we're a little flat. I mean, there's no talking around that. We want to do the best we can to recover fully in order to get back to the level we can compete, like we have shown, for example, against Miami.
Coach, in the midst of this losing streak, do you think the team sort of struggled to find its identity on both sides of the court?
I'm not sure if it's a struggle of an identity. It's just I think if the quality of performance is not to the level we expect, we just have to focus on ways to figure out how we can improve that. I think the bond of the team, the chemistry of the team that we have, and the adversity we have overcome all season, I think shows even stronger in a stretch like that. I think the team dynamic is very healthy. If we wouldn't be in a situation where that's the case, it would be much tougher to work together to find solutions. But I feel like we're doing the best we can to be as productive as possible in a situation to find meaningful solutions so we can be better.
There's a pretty big hitting percentage discrepancy between us and Georgia Tech today. How do you think size played into that, and what do you think the other factors were in that discrepancy today?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're a bit undersized to the rest of the ACC. We know that. That also means our hitters have to work much harder to score at the same level as maybe some of the opposing teams' hitters. And that takes a lot of energy, a lot of mental toughness, and it's much harder to sustain that throughout the entity of the season. We know that, but that's the makeup of the team, right? We can't. I'm pretty sure Sky would be thrilled to be 6'6", maybe not, maybe not 6'6", but 6'3", 6'4", right? But that's not the case. So we gotta keep working, keep finding solutions to put our setters and our hitters in particular in good position so we can improve their hitting percentage on our end.
Got time for 2 more.
Coach, do you anticipate some roster changes to improve that physicality in the future?
Well, I mean, we're constantly improving the roster, right? I mean, if you look at the last full season, we have worked very hard in order to improve the roster. I think every coach in the country has the ambition to improve the roster. You do that 2 ways. One, obviously, you recruit talented players, but also improving the players you have already on the roster, and we have done both, right? I mean, if you look at somebody like Sky, who's sitting next to me here, she did a tremendous job today, and she did find a way to score at a higher percentage than on Friday by using different things she has in the toolbox that might have not been the case maybe a year ago, a year and a half ago, right? You know, that shows the growth and improvement she has undergone. And so you do that, combining that with bringing in more talented players. Obviously, that's what we want to do, you know. But we also have to understand the big picture here, you know. We are living in a world where college athletics has completely changed compared to just a year and a half or a couple of years ago, right? You know, so we're competing against different factors that we had to fight against and find solutions in order to keep improving our roster.
Any
Coach,
final?
I thought Soana was very good today, especially on the slide and from the middle. What did you see?
Yeah, I think Suana being very good today is a very understatement, actually. I thought she was terrific today. It really shows how big of a performance she had today. We wanted to get the middles more involved, you know, coming into the match. I thought both middles did a really good job transitioning, making themselves available. And Suana in particular, obviously, had a really good offensive game. She worked very hard on defense as well, got us a lot of touches on the block and forced hitters to hit different options. So I thought she did a very good job. But both middles, I thought, coming in, we wanted to get them more involved and did a good job doing that.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.